Hello everybody. If you want to read all the stories in full, please go to www.steveuk.blog. Thank you. Short story 517, The Secret Next Door. Upper Beginner. Anna lived in a small flat in a quiet part of London. Her flat was on the 3rd floor. She liked her flat. It was not big, but it was comfortable. She lived alone. On Tuesday evening, Anna was reading a book. Suddenly she heard a noise. It was a soft sound, like something scratching. She put down her book and listened. Silence. Maybe it was the wind, she thought. A few minutes later she heard it again. Scratch, scratch, scratch. It was coming from the flat next door, flat 3B. Anna knew flat 3B was empty. Old Mrs. Peterson lived there, but she moved to a care home last month. No one knew it moved in. Anna felt a little nervous. She stood up and walked to her front door. She looked through the peephole. The hallway was empty and dark. She listened carefully. Nothing. The next day, Anna came home from her job at the library. She walked past flat 3B. She stopped. She put her ear to the door. Silence. I must be tired, she told herself. But that night the scratching noise came again. Louder this time. Scratch, scratch, scratch. It sounded like an animal. But how could an animal be in an empty flat? Anna couldn't sleep. She was scared. What was in flat 3B? On Thursday morning, Anna saw a piece of paper on the floor by her front door. It was pushed under the door. She picked it up. The writing was big and messy. It said, "Stay away, don't listen." Anna's heart beat fast. Someone knew she was listening. But who? And why did they want her to stay away? She decided to call Mr. Henderson, the caretaker of the building. "Mr. Henderson," Anna said on the phone, "I think there is someone in flat 3B, Mrs. Peterson's old flat." "Impossible, Anna," said Mr. Henderson. "It's locked. I have the only key. No one has been in there." "But I hear noises," Anna said, "and I got a strange note." Mr. Henderson sighed. "All right, Anna, I'll check it later today. Probably just old pipes." Anna did not feel better. Old pipes don't write notes. That evening Anna made dinner. She tried to ignore the flat next door, but then she heard a new sound, a small thump like something heavy falling. Then a very quiet whimper, like a sad dog. A dog! Anna was not usually brave, but she was also worried. If there was a dog, maybe it was hurt. She took a deep breath. She opened the door very slowly. The hallway was quiet. She walked to the door of flat 3B. She put her hand on the doorknob. She expected it to be locked. But the doorknob turned. The door opened a tiny bit. Anna's heart was in her mouth. She pushed the door open more, just enough to look inside. It was dark. The flat smelled dusty. "Hello?" she whispered. No answer. She remembered the torch on her phone. She turned it on. The light showed empty rooms, dust everywhere, boxes in the corner left by Mrs. Peterson. Then she saw it in the far corner of the living room. Behind an armchair, 2 small eyes looked back at her. Anna moved closer. It was a small dog, a little terrier, thin and shaking. Suddenly, a voice said, "Who's there?" Anna jumped and nearly dropped her phone. An old man stepped out from the small kitchen. He looked tired and worried. It was not Mr. Henderson. Anna had never seen him before. I live next door," Anna said. "I heard noises." The man looked down at the dog. "This is Buster," he said softly. "He was Mrs. Peterson's dog. She couldn't take him to the care home. They said he was too old." The man looked sad. "I am her son, David. I came to clear the flat. I couldn't leave Buster at the animal shelter. I've been trying to find him a new home. I sleep here at night with him so he isn't alone." "But why the secret?" Anna asked. "And the note?" David looked embarrassed. "Pets are not allowed in this building, not really. I didn't want Mr. Henderson to find out. I thought if you heard Buster, you might tell him. So I wrote the note. I'm very sorry if I scared you." Anna looked at Buster. He wagged his tail a little. "He's a sweet dog," Anna said. She understood now. David was just trying to help his mother's old friend. "Maybe," Anna said, "we can talk to Mr. Henderson together, explain the situation. Perhaps he can make an exception, just for a little while until you find Buster a good home." David smiled. "Do you think so?" "It's worth trying," Anna said, smiling back. She didn't feel scared anymore. The secret next door wasn't a monster. It was just a kind man and a lonely dog. Vocabulary notes. Flat, noun, meaning a set of rooms for living in, usually on one floor of a larger building. In American, this is usually called an apartment. Example, Anna lived in a small flat in a quiet part of London. Similar words, apartment, unit, dwelling, more formal. Note, flat is very common in British English. Scratching, noun, verb, meaning, as a noun, the sound made when something sharp is rubbed against a surface. As a verb, to scratch, to rub a surface with something sharp or rough, or to rub your skin with nails. Example, noun, it was a soft sound like something scratching. Example, verb implied, scratch, scratch, scratch. This represents the action sound of scratching. Similar words, sound, scraping, action, clawing, scraping, rubbing. Note, think of a cat scratching a door or tree. Peephole, noun, meaning a very small hole in a door that you can look through to see who is on the other side without opening the door. Example, she looked through the peephole. Similar words, spy hole, door viewer. Note, this is a security feature on many front doors. Caretaker, noun, meaning a person whose job it is to look after a building, such as a school or block of flats. They might do repairs, cleaning, or manage the property. Example, she decided to call Mr. Henderson, the caretaker of the building. Similar words, janitor, more common in American English, often for schools, offices. Superintendent, American English for apartment buildings. Custodian. Note, a caretaker is responsible for the general maintenance of the building. Impossible, adjective, meaning not able to happen or be done, not possible. Example, impossible, Anna, said Mr. Henderson, it's locked. Similar words, unachievable, out of the question, unthinkable. Opposite words, possible, achievable. Thump, noun, verb, meaning, as a noun, a dull, heavy sound made when something heavy hits or falls onto a surface. As a verb, to thump, to hit or fall with a dull, heavy sound. Example, noun, but then she heard a new sound, a small thump, like something heavy falling. Similar words, sound, clunk, thud, action, bang, knock. Note, your heart can also thump when you are scared or excited. Whimper, noun, verb, meaning, as a noun, a low, weak crying sound often made by someone who is sad, scared, or in pain. As a verb, to whimper, to make this sound. Example, noun, then a very quiet whimper, like a sad dog. Similar words, sound, moan, can be stronger, whine, often complaining, action, cry softly. Note, often used to describe the sound a sad or scared dog makes. Torch, noun, meaning, British English, a small battery-operated light that you can carry in your hand. In American English, this is called a flashlight. Example, she remembered the torch on her phone, referring to the flashlight function on a mobile phone. Similar words, flashlight, American English. Note, this is an important British-American difference. Modern phones have a torch or flashlight function. Embarrassed, adjective, meaning, feeling uncomfortable, shy, or awkward because of something you have done or something that has happened. Example, David looked embarrassed. Similar words, ashamed, often a stronger feeling about something morally wrong. Self-conscious, awkward. Note, you might feel embarrassed if you fall over in public or say something silly. Exception, noun, meaning someone or something that is not included in a general rule or statement, something different from the usual. Example, perhaps he can make an exception just for a little while. Similar words, anomaly, special case, deviation. Note, if there's a no dogs rule, but one dog is allowed, that dog is an exception. Story written by Google Gemini AI. Image created by Google Image Effects AI. To read all the stories in full, please go to www.steveuk.blog. Thank you.
Hello, this is Steve. If you enjoyed the story, please would you take the time to leave a meaningful comment and click on the like icon. If you want to know when the next story has been uploaded, please click on the notify bell icon to be notified. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel and tell your English learning friends so they can benefit too. Thank you.